In an era when the Bronx was rife with savage territorial conflict, Bambaataa was already well known in the area as a notorious gang leader.
At that time, we was part of the gang movement, the Black Spades, the Savage Skulls, controlling the Bronx. And then from my travels and seeing one of my best friends get killed by the police on Pelham Parkway in the Bronx, and seeing how a lot of the brothers and sisters was getting hurt up, that's when I said I had to, try to lead, our organization into another direction.
Bambaataa formed the Zulu Nation, a dedicated following of local hip-hop enthusiasts who organised parties and then put the money they made into community self-help projects.
You gotta understand, you really have to understand that the Zulu Nation had originally been the Black Spades. They were the biggest, most feared gang in the Bronx. I mean, they'd wear these denim jackets with the cut-off sleeves and fur around the collars and Black Spades written across the back. And this was before gangs had a lot of guns, so it was all about getting beat down with these and with sticks and with knives. I mean, it was brutal. And Bambaataa had the inspiration to stop this gang-banging nonsense, stop killing each other, and let's get creative. So he turned one of the most violent street gangs into one of the most influential cultural organizations. His status was literally legendary. When you heard of Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation, there was a whole section of the Bronx that was under his command.
Bambaataa's personal conversion from gang leader to hip-hop DJ set a trend that swept the Bronx. Kids who would previously have joined gangs began channeling their energy into hip-hop, literally taking to the streets with speakers and turntables.
We just went to the nearest light pole and just plugged in and did, and got our juice. And the police used to come by, even though that was illegal, they allowed us to do it, because it contained us. They knew that, as long as a block party going on, that's where everybody at.
Yo, whoever ain't in rock steady or dynamic, get behind the barriers.
Yo, both rock crews, can you please listen? Yo, nobody's listening to me. Rockers, get ready. So who won the rockin' contest?
You all know we took them out, right?
The crowd would judge it, and they would just say, who you think won the battle? This guy or this guy? And they were like, is it A or is it B? B? Yeah, and then the crowd would just hype it up. Yeah, woo!
Who goes for Rocksteady? Dynamic Rockets.
In 1975, hip-hop was still in its infancy. Few outside the South Bronx were even aware of it. There was no such thing as a hip-hop record. The music was made by DJs who took existing records and mixed the breakbeats together to create a new rhythm. The very last element of hip-hop music to emerge was the skill of rapping. Like the musical style itself, rapping evolved out of a combination of ingenuity and circumstance. At this stage, the term rap was yet to come into existence. Picking up a microphone to speak over a record was simply called MCing.
MCing evolved from the DJ having a microphone to make announcements, to announce when the next party was going to be, where the next party was going to be, who was going to be at the party, you know what I mean? To acknowledge members of the group, members in the crew, or people in the audience.
And I used to call people's name and say, yo, to my mellow Wallace, D, 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 or this is the joint, 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 joint. You never heard it like this before, and playing around with it.
every DJ, either he did that himself or he had somebody that would make the announcements for him, started to embellish, you know, when they would say things until it grew into sentences, into paragraphs, you know, into verses, you know, into rhymes.
Who are you? Who am I? 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 I'm Cass. So what? What do that mean? That I'm the baddest MC lover on the hip-hop scene. It's the Bronx in the house.
MCing was the final element which made the music complete. The next phase in its development was about to begin. But the music itself still lacked a name. By the late 1970s, one would emerge.
People used to just toss it around, hey, little hippity, let's call it little hippity hop. It was the hippity hop. Yeah, little hippity hop guys down there. You know, they twist around and call, little hip hop guys. Yeah, little hippie parties, little hype parties like that. Then they finally, you know, went that way, went this way, and then up comes hip hop. And that kind of really, that label kind of tagged on it. Hip hop tagged on it, covered the whole scope of the game.